go to the championship rounds of this championship IBF junior middleweight fight. Vaden looks a lot fresher right now. He's connecting more often, and Pettway's eyes are beginning to almost glaze.
He has a curious lack of focus.
He sure does. Well, there was no lack of focus on that right hand and left. A combination by Vaden to the head of Pettway.
I think Pettway needs to win these last 2 rounds big to pull this out. He's losing his title. He's letting it slip away. And I can't but keep saying, I just think something's wrong.
Could we be seeing an upset in the making here? Undefeated, but unheralded and virtually unknown Paul Vaden in his first shot at a world title like Vincent Pettway in his second title defense. Vaden has never lost a fight, but he's never been in a fight with a man of Pettway's stature. He's only had 1 top 10 opponent his whole career.
And Pettway was only a 2.5 to 1 favorite opening, and it went down to a little over 2.
Here goes Vaden again. Vaden with the right uppercut followed by left. Can he finish him off now? Pettway is dazed, but he's hanging in there.
Now we'll see what his killer instinct, what kind of he is, what kind of finisher. What's in Paul Vaden? What's he made of?
Pettway had to be rocked. Can Vaden complete the job?
Vaden not a finisher. He doesn't practice finishing. He doesn't practice that aggressive killer nature type of fighting. But he's doing a nice job right now.
He does have a tendency to let opponents off the hook.
Well, Pettway is tottering. He is not bouncing around on good legs. All he needs to do is get back outside again and land those crisp combinations. He seems reluctant to do that, does Vaden? I don't know why.
Pettway seems ready to go.
His legs aren't under him. He looks weak. You know, the worst thing in professional boxing for a fighter is you wake up and you're having a bad day.
Your hands are free work.
Under a minute to go in round 11. Let's see if Vaden goes back on the attack. He almost had Pettway down just a moment ago. Pettway has tremendous heart.
They both just threw pretty good right hands and hit each other in the shoulders. I wonder what would have happened if they both connected.
Pettway came off the canvas to beat Simon Brown. Oh, there was a shot flush on the face of Pettway.
Pettway is beginning, in both last round and this one, he's beginning to lose these encounters in the corner. And he's beginning to get really iced in those corners.
His eyes are really swelling up, Ferdy. Vincent Pettway, particularly the right one.
Ferdy's right. He's starting to lose these, and this is where he was winning his corners.
And Vaden's landing there. He's setting trap. Big overhand right by Paul Vaden. That tagged Pettway on the chin.
Good round for Vaden.
The last round. Please. Here. Give me some water.
You look here, Paul Vaden is punches together. He's ripping them up underneath. Now here this is almost a killer instinct. He's just not a finisher. He's not a big puncher. He's not used to being in this position too often, especially at this level. But throwing the combination is nice. Pulling inside close, ripping the uppercut. His trademark punch is the uppercut outside of his jab. Maybe, just maybe, if he steps back and gives himself a little more room here, he could have taken the champion out.
I mean, take him back out to the center of the ring and he finishes this guy off. He goes back to the corner, he lets the other guy come at him. No reason for it because Pettway looks like he's finished. Let's see what this last round's gonna be. Pettway needs a huge round to pull this out. I don't think he can do it.
He needs it big as they touch gloves in the center of the ring. Round 12 for the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship. The most convincing round yet for Vaden. Round 11, sustained pressure and a series of punches that connected.
And now if Vaden ever needed his defensive skills and his offensive power to hold him off, it's now, because you know Pettway knows he's got to knock him out.
Pettway looks desperate. This is the most emotion I've seen throughout the night from him. I think something isn't right. It just doesn't look right, but he is desperate.
Oh, and Pettway again is stunned. Here goes Vaden, pouring it on.
Well, Vaden saved the best for the last. He might have started off slow, but he is finishing fast.
The man who wants to be a singer and a poet, Paul Vaden, looking to upset and dethrone Vincent Pettway.
And he's certainly fighting like a man who hates to lose. He is fighting to win this fight with everything he's got. Every lip fiber of his body's in it now.
Vaden's a lot like you, Steve. Too nice for this business.
Oh, thank you.
All right, step back, step back.
See, he's countering now. He knows Pettway's going to come at him. He's making a miss, using his speed and his range, and he's just winning the fight. All he has to do is apply his pressure a little more, and I think he can stop Pettway. Pettway is in trouble.
An onslaught, a barrage here by Paul Vaden, coming on strong in the later rounds of this fight, and Pettway's desperate.
He may not need to knock him out. He may just need to finish big, Bob, because remember, Simon Brown was trying to knock him out. He may understand that.
And how well we know how difficult it is to get a decision away from a champion here in Las Vegas, but I gotta believe Vaden wins this fight. Well, if it goes to a decision.
I thought Daryl Coley won the fight too, so what do we know?
Yeah, but here you're looking at a guy that's a beaten fighter, whereas Obakar never looked like a beaten fighter. It looked like he could have gone either way. You really couldn't argue about it either way. Obakar wins okay, but here only one guy wins this fight.
Under a minute remaining in the fight, Vaden looking so confident now, and Pettway looking like a falling fighter. Oh, a straight right hand by Vaden.
You ever see when he chases him back, he lets him go, he just stays, he waits, he holds him. He doesn't give himself enough room to punch.
Well, the crowd's not booing anymore. They're cheering Paul Vaden on. A left hand lead. All over. It's all over with 28 seconds left in the fight. New champion, Paul Vaden.
Look at him going back. He can hardly be taken back. Pettway, his legs are gone. This is a correct stoppage. Richard Steele stepped in just right. He can't even make it back to his corner. So a good stoppage by Richard Steele, and we've got a new champion.
Vincent Pettway, a miss, and a new champion, Paul Vaden, as he upsets Vincent Pettway for the IBF Junior Middleweight Championship. What a night for Vaden. In a fight that started off very sluggishly, very slowly, very uneventfully, and very
Can you get some ice over here for him?
but it finishes strong.
Well, Vaden said he was the kind of guy who didn't look for knockouts, he just finished good. He certainly did that. He established in my mind that he is a superior boxer, very fast hands, and he fights at his pace.
Well, we talked about early in the show, right before the fight, was he ready for a title? The time will tell, and he told he is ready and now champion.
He is, and the answer is yes.
And he heard you, Bobby, because he was able to finally hit those punches in bunches, come up with some flurries, and finish Vincent Pettway off tonight. A disappointed, distraught Vincent Pettway. Paul Vaden's mom, who conducts prayer meetings and spiritual pep talk sessions in the dressing room before each fight. Let's take a look.
All right, this is the end of the fight when Vaden apparently gets all of his act together, all of his killer instinct comes up, and there is nothing left for the ex-champion Pettway to hold him off with. At one point, it seemed like he was going to get knocked out and maybe perhaps hurt, so the stoppage was superb on the part of Steele.
Richard Steele was right on top of it. I think he did a good job. He let it go where it could go, and then the punches just started to rain. Too many, all of them on the mark, and very, very good hard shots.
Not that Richard Steele has to redeem himself, at least not in our eyes, but he did a superb job here tonight.
Well, you look at it again, he's not a big puncher, so she's not always used to being in this situation. He's closing the gap, actually overcrowding himself a little bit. He's got those long arms, got to step back and use the leverage, which he does do. Lands that big uppercut, steps back and rips up underneath. You'll see it coming up in a little while. The uppercuts are what started. There's one of them. There's another one coming soon. There it is, the big left uppercut. That was the beginning of the end. Sealed it with the right uppercut. But he had to step back and give himself room. He's got those long arms and legs. Got to have the room.
And the rejoicing begins for Paul Vaden. And we detected early on, Bobby, that Pettway just didn't seem to be focused for whatever reason.
I just could sense immediately that something wasn't right. He wasn't the same Vincent Pettway that knocked out Simon Brown. It just wasn't there. The fire was gone, Steve.
All right, Bobby, we're set for the official time. Let's go up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
All right, let's get him up.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a time of 2 minutes 33 seconds in round number 12, a referee in charge, Richard Steele, stops the contest. The winner by way of a knockout and the new IBF Junior Middleweight Champion of the world, Paul the Ultimate Vaden.
So Paul Vaden,
All right. Right here.
victorious tonight, as 2 titles change hands. Paul Vaden, in his first crack at a world title, wins it over Vincent Pettway. We're ready for some post-fight reaction. Let's go up to the fight doctor, Freddie Pacheco.
Well, in the middle of a hectic crowd here, so let Mom in here. You fought like you said you were going to fight, in calmness and not bringing violence till the end.
Right. Vincent is a very crafty and cagey fighter, like I told you, and I had to just, I don't know, use all aspects of my boxing generalship, and it prevailed. I get stronger as the rounds go on. I get stronger and stronger, and as you saw, that's what happened. Vincent hit me with Vincent hits hard.
As you can tell, this is a very Pacific fighter. We are going to look in the monitor right here, where you and I, ugly face, are between this beautiful. We will see your fiance. Look at the finish.
Yeah, I'm just trying to throw a barrage of punches because I know Vincent, like I said, is very cagey, and I didn't want him to catch me with anything while I was sleeping. So I am just throwing punches using my hand speed, and thank Richard came in time for me to prevail. All blessings to my master God.
Well, that was spoken like a true pacifist. You're the quietest man I've ever seen boxing. You know, you love everybody, you just hate to lose.
I hate losing, and that's what allows me to get morning, as everyone knows, and stay up late at night watching tapes of great boxers like Vincent Pettway and the other boxers out there right now. Thank you to David Love for Camp David for working with me. A wonderful, wonderful job.
And a good fighter in his day. And let me excuse you 1 minute. Let me talk to Pettway, who's given us so many thrilling nights. You just didn't seem to have it tonight, Vincent.
Well, no, first I still want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me to enter this fight and still be healthy. You know, things where he was a little awkward and his hand speed was pretty good. You know, so going into the fight, you know, like you say, you only last fight, and I just didn't have it tonight. He was a better fighter tonight.
You didn't have the intensity that you usually have. Even in your eyes, you didn't have that fierceness that you usually have. What happens to a fighter?
Well, so I don't know. Sometimes you become comfortable a little bit as a champion, and I think maybe that's what it was. But I wanted to remain a champion. I mean, that desire was still there for me to remain champion. But tonight, Paul just showed he was a better guy.
You gave us many great nights, and I'm sure you're going to give us some more before you're through.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
And now, for this great and beautiful tableau here, your future plans of any kind. You're going to get married. You're going to go on tour around the world. You're going to fight anybody. What?
Whomever in the junior middleweight division, they want to bring it, then bring it. It's that simple. I'm in love right now, and a lot of love is just around me, all perimeters of love. So whatever happens, whoever it is, I'm the king. I'm the new king, and I'm just going to continue to prevail and continue to walk with God. As long as I do that, there's no way I'll lose.
Well spoken. Next time we have an interview, sing something for me, will you?
Okay. Forthcoming.
All right. We will go back to ringside, then come back with Don King in just a minute. So let's go back to Steve Albert at ringside.
All right, Ferdy, Paul Vaden just got engaged 3 weeks ago. His name is Lisa, seeing him fight for only the second time, and she sees him win a world championship. What a night for Paul Vaden as 2 titles change hands here at the MGM Grand as a warm-up to the big return of Mike Tyson a week from tonight. So here on Showtime Championship Boxing, we present a Fighter of the Night award. A special panel of judges comprised of members of the boxing media covering tonight's action votes on the Fighter of the Night. Here's your panel. Royce Fior of the Review Journal, Alan Goldstein of the Baltimore Sun, and Graham Houston of Boxing Monthly of London. And our judges have selected by unanimous decision the man we just saw dethrone Vincent Pettway. Paul Vaden, who lifts his undefeated record to 24 and